Hiya. Welcome to my very first mini revolution. So the idea is that I kind of have a problem with rambling. So I'm going to give myself 5 minutes a week to blow your life to smithereens and rebuild it, right? So revolutionary ideas, once a week, 5 minutes. Let's change our lives together. Yeah. All right. So today we're going to start by getting really deep. I'm just going to dive right in there. I'm just going to do it. We're going to talk about shame. Yeah. Who likes talking about shame? Nobody. So that's why we're going to do it today. Shame at its core is the fear of disconnection. All right. If they knew that I had an abortion, they might not love me anymore. If my new friend knew that I was queer, they wouldn't want to write poetry with me anymore. If my employer knew that I was a kinkster, they wouldn't let me work with the kids anymore. It's universal. That's the thing about shame, is that everybody feels shame about something. We all do. The only people who don't have a capacity for shame also have no capacity for human connection. Okay, so we're talking our sociopaths and our psychopaths here. So if we set up this dichotomy, this shame connection spectrum, right? So on one end, you've got a sense of real connection to your whole world around you. And on the other end, you've got a deep, painful sense of shame, okay? Of I'm not good enough. That's what we've got on this side. Brene Brown, she's an amazing researcher and storyteller. She did a great TED Talk called The Power of Vulnerability. Go look it up. Brene Brown has a name for these other people, these people who live with a high sense of connection. She calls them the wholehearted. I love that term. The wholehearted live with a high sense of worthiness, of love and connection. These people believe that they are worthy of love and connection. People who feel a lot of shame do not believe that they are worthy of that love and connection and that belonging. So a lot of us queers end up over here. A lot of people of color end up over here. A lot of women end up over here. A lot of people who practice non-traditional relationship styles end up over here, because we're all told by the dominant culture that we're not as worthy of acceptance, of love, of belonging, that somehow our truth is shameful and that we deserve to not be a part of the world because of these truths. And we all feel so uncomfortable talking about those things that shame us. We all feel uncomfortable talking about the fact that we've had an abortion, and so that shame continues going on. We feel uncomfortable coming out to our families and potentially changing their minds about how they see queer people. White people feel uncomfortable about their privilege, and so they just continue to ignore it. These things that we feel so much shame about, we don't talk about. And the thing about shame is that the more you don't talk about shame, the more you get, and the less connection that you have. Not talking about shame makes shame more shameful. So how do we empower our connection, right? That's the question here. How do we empower our ability to be connected? We talk about our shame. We make ourselves vulnerable. This is where everything blows up, okay? Vulnerability. Vulnerability empowers connection. So let's open our closet doors. Let's open our mouths for intentional conversation. Let's open our community spaces and make sure that they're safe for everyone's voices and experiences. Let's have courage. So the thing about courage comes from the Latin word cor. I've got 13 seconds left. The Latin word cor is Latin for heart. Okay, so courage in our current meaning is to tell who we are with our whole heart. I would like to encourage you to be perfectly imperfect and to take a leap of faith, to make yourself vulnerable. It's my first video and I'm going over 5 minutes, but that's okay because we're almost done. All right, let us see who you really are, okay? Because as Brene Brown says, vulnerability, it might look like it's about shame and fear, but vulnerability is the birthplace of joy. It's the birthplace of connection, of creativity, of belonging, of true, deep belonging and love. And if you find people falling away from you after you show them your true self, I'd like to encourage you to be thankful, okay? To let those people go. They don't deserve your energy, and there are plenty of us freaks out here who are gonna love you for all of your authentic beauty. So I hope you have a courageous week. Come back and see me next week. 6 minutes, I don't care. I've made myself vulnerable. I put myself out here. I did this first video. I made that leap of faith, not knowing if you were gonna watch it or not. So I want you to make that leap of faith this week. Tell somebody that you love them. Tell somebody who you really are. Have a conversation about a really difficult time in your life. Make yourself vulnerable. Your strength will make the other people around you stronger, and your connections stronger, and everyone will be stronger because of your courage, your whole heart. Have a great day. See you next week.